Greetings, greetings, greetings. Good day. Hey, hey. It is your girl, Lachey. I am here. I am here. Today is day 14 of my watermelon washout. Let me turn off this notifications because everybody don't want to say nothing to me until I go live. So I hope all is well. I hope everyone is doing wonderfully. It is a beautiful Thursday, and I am checking in on my daily show. I apologize for not popping in yesterday. Just trying to figure out my schedule, trying to figure out. I'm an independent contractor, but there's just so much of my time that gets pulled away with my day job, and I'm cleansing as well. Just the watermelon. I've started incorporating certain protocols that just take even more of the beginning of my day. I've started incorporating enemas with internal cleansing clays. Um, I received those from Mother Earth's blessings. That is Adama Alaji's health shop in Atlanta, Georgia. And I have been incorporating the daily enemas first thing in the rising, along with the herbs. I just got done finishing her herbs as well. It is a pretty serious blend with bitter herbs, super bitter blend. But I know that it's just working for me in a magical way on top of this cleanse with the watermelons. And also doing the daily face clay uh, mask. I'm barefaced today, totally and completely. Um, I have made my juices this rising. Outside of that, I tidied up a little bit, and after this, I'll start getting ready for work. And yeah, so today is day 14 of the watermelon juice cleansing. It's been a little over a month at this point of being all fruit in general. And this was already a journey I planned on participating in and embarking on regardless. I was transitioning from fruit up till 5. However, some health issues arose right around that May 13th, May 14th mark. And that encouraged me to actually, obviously, I had no choice but to dive in and get started. I have been noticing so many benefits physically to especially since incorporating the watermelon juicing exclusively, it really has optimized my body and my healing journey. Just mono cleansing with one thing is like the best thing for absorption, the best thing for the digestive process. The proper enzymes come and work properly for the specific thing that your body is processing. It's just your body loves simplicity. So, mono eating in general is always going to be the most optimal way to consume your food. And I am mono juicing the same thing with the watermelon. Now, my skin has been on a purge since starting it, which is good because toxins are coming out. But that's also a sign that my kidneys aren't really operating in the best capacity. So I am glad I'm incorporating those herbs that are helping with cleansing the kidneys while I'm on this journey. And I've noticed that my nervous system has been super calm. I noticed that my heart rate is super calm. I noticed that my blood pressure has been overall and generally stabilized. I do feel like it goes up and down, but is more involved with the whole cleansing aspect of it. My womb is still detoxifying for sure. I don't have any pain, any discomfort, or anything like that. but I know that it is still definitely detoxifying. Um, the enemas have been a good addition to this journey because with the watermelon, I was not moving my bowels like regularly, daily, which is kind of different from when I'm just doing all fruit because other fruits are just like more heavy on the fiber. And watermelon is just like mostly water, and then the fiber of the watermelon, it's not like cruciferous in a sense, like for lack of a better term. It's not heavy. It doesn't brush, in my opinion. It's like grainy. So adding the enemas to this has been a game changer. It has actually been allowing some things to finally come out, which is providing a lot of relief. Uh some positive effects that I'm noticing. I can just literally slowly feel my body just regenerating and healing. There are certain symptoms or ailments that I had before I started this that have completely disappeared. Like in my lower back, I had lower back pain. On the left side of my lower back, it was like my hip was kind of like it was so stiff, almost like it was locked. And I would do like these like root chakra yoga poses to help provide some relief and open my hips. And it did help while I was doing it. But like that feeling was around lingering for like 3 months. And like that pain is completely gone now. I don't feel it. It's completely gone. So that lower back pain completely dissipated. I had some dull pain and discomfort in my left kidney. And I would like try to move energy in the area by stretching my back, twisting it in certain ways, like twisting my spine, stretching my arms forward, and just trying to move the energy in the area to get rid of some of that pain. And it all it did really was just make me notice the pain more when I used to do that. But actually allowing my body to heal because I am cleansing on the juice, it's I can't feel the pain anymore. I don't know if it's 100% healed. I do have a follow-up appointment with urology next month. We'll see. But I actually look forward to that appointment because I know what I've been doing for myself. I don't ever look forward to doctor's appointments. I don't go there for their professional opinion or for their recommendations and for their treatment. I go there for their diagnosis to see where I am at physically because they have all the machines and all the scans and all the things that can test your blood, that can, do that. So I am grateful to have health insurance for that reason, but I am my own doctor. That's how much and how serious I am about taking control and taking accountability for my health. It wasn't the doctors who helped me create health issues in my body. They weren't walking with me, holding my hand, putting the Beyond Burger in my mouth and the French fries, you know, and the vegan pizzas. They weren't doing that. So I'm not going to go to them demanding answers, asking what's wrong with me when I know how I've been living and the choices and the decisions I've been making. And yeah. So I am feeling my body literally regenerate and heal. I'm feeling the pain and the discomfort that led me on this cleansing path. I'm feeling that reverse. And it's actually making me stay way more resolved and committed to this healing journey. And the pain and the struggle that I have to go through dealing with the withdrawal symptoms from the drug like food like products, the drug food like products, it was such and it is such a struggle. It is such a big commitment. It is such like a consistency of daily telling myself no and overcoming cravings and overcoming the desire and the temptations and being surrounded by it on a daily basis. Like I am growing so much stronger each day that I don't want to do all this for nothing. I don't want to do all this, put myself through the ringer, go through all this just to do what? Go back and put more toxicity in my body, like that same detox to retox cycle. So, putting yourself through the really hard thing, you don't forget what you had to go through. You don't forget how you had to grow mentally and spiritually, how much stronger you had to be, not physically, but mentally, so that you can become physically stronger over time. You don't forget that. So you think really hard and twice before you allow yourself to put something inside of you that's going to put you back in the same place where you're going to have to fight yourself out of an addictive cycle. And just, I can't believe I've made it 14 days on juice alone for number one. But not only just juice, but one kind of juice, watermelon juice. I have done plenty of challenges, but there's always been a lot of variety in those challenges. And what's funny is while I was doing those challenges in the past, they seemed hard to do, even though I had all this variety. And now I wish I had all that variety. I wish I could go in the grocery store and get the whiff of peaches and then go and get some peaches and get some grapes and this and that. I mean, I can, but I've committed myself to at least 40 days of watermelon, whether I'm eating it or juicing it. I've committed myself to 40 days. And this is a self trust building exercise for me. This is my way of doing what I say I'm going to do, proving to myself I am capable of doing what I say I am going to do. So, and if I didn't finish the challenge, as far as if I ate some other fruit, like I'm not going to beat myself up about eating other fruit. But because I'm honestly just like really proud to have made it 14 days on the same thing. But right now, like yesterday was really hard. I can't even lie. I wanted a salad so bad. But in reality, I don't know if I wanted the salad or if I wanted the dressing I was going to make to put on the salad. And the dressing has the drug like addictive factor to it, the salts. I would use like a high quality, what they would say, mineral salt or something like that. And I know that we ultimately need sodium. I'm not like an anti sodium person, but right now I am on a healing journey and my focus is on regenerating and repairing organ systems in my body. So if I start, and the fruit is really the healing component. If I start playing in these flavors and stuff at this point, I think it almost will re-trigger it. I'll be chasing that savory. I don't know if I'm strong enough to just like have a salad with a nice, delicious, savory dressing that I make for the one off, and then we'll be able to just like want to go back to watermelon again because it's just so sweet. So at least, I'm going to get back to my salads and I'm going to get back to my savory, but I got to allow my body the time to really regenerate. And this is the challenge. It's not about, no, you can't have that ever. It's just about you can't have it right now. And it is my why that is carrying me at this point, because I have to just keep thinking about why I am doing this. And I have to think about how far I've came and what I had to go through to even start and get here, and how many times I've had to start over and try again before I got to this point and was able to like lock in and maintain some consistency and momentum. So I have to really anchor on to my why at this point. My why is what keeps me up every day, like moving forward with this. Because it is not, I don't even know if I could say it's just straight discipline. Like it is discipline. You got to get up and you have to do it. But it's really just like I want to put, I just want the results. I'm putting myself in the healthy body mentally right now, the regenerated body right now, the healthy womb, the healthy kidneys, the clear, perfect, acne free skin, um, just like a symptom free existence, so to speak, and just being more mentally elevated. Because this is also not just a healing of the body or regeneration of the body, but it is also a sharpening and a growth. You're literally evolving the spirit, because this is a spirit led journey. It's not a body led journey. The physical body wants what it's always been fed, which is why we struggle with addiction. Our gut microbiome wants what we've always been feeding it. So we're going to keep eating what we have been previously feeding ourselves. That's usually the cycle that we get ourselves into. So now this is breaking that cycle. It's like starting a new, it's like, they say breaking generational curses and generational cycles. Well, this is starting a regenerative cycle. You're starting a new generation of a new cycle for your physical body. You are in the current process of recreating new blood cells with real food that oxygenates each blood cell, in an optimal way, in a way that the body was designed for it to be regenerated. Like, we are constantly creating new bodies every time we eat something. Our cells are being fed and created by what we feed it. And if we're constantly feeding it toxic, acidic, mucus forming food, then we become toxic, acidic, mucus forming bodies, human beings. So what I have been eating has actually been detoxing my body, has not been mucus forming, it has been mucus releasing, mucus loosening, and it has been allowing my body to be still and repair and regenerate. And because I can feel this happening inside of me in real time, that I believe in the process. I trust the process. I know I'm healing. The only thing that could stop me from doing this is me participating in acts of self-sabotage. Sabotaging it because something inside of me wouldn't believe I am worthy of true health, of a heightened existence here on this planet. So this is a self-validation journey for me. I love inspiring people. I love sharing my journey. I love having you guys walk with me. And I love that people are starting to transition into raw veganism, transition into fasting, fruit fasting, doing all these things that's helping them improve their current state of health. Like, I am so grateful that I get to be the one to spark that energy in you. But I am number one when it comes to what I am doing right now, as in, this is a self validation journey. I have struggled in the past with not loving myself totally and completely for who I am. Like, I've struggled with self esteem issues. I have settled for bare minimum for a long stretch of time, not requiring much of people, even though I'm giving so much of myself. And this is the reversal, and this is the redemption of that version of me. This is me killing off the cells of that old Lachey, that old previous version of me who was a people pleaser, who settled for bare minimum, settled for less, didn't feel deserving of more in life, self-sabotaging really good opportunities. This right here is a good opportunity for growth. This is a good opportunity for true health, true healing, feeling amazing no matter where I move in the world. Like, If I lost everything today, if I didn't have a home to live in, if I didn't have a car to drive in, if I didn't have family, if I didn't have friends, I would still have everything as long as I had my health. It's still as long as I had a fully functioning body. So my health is top of the totem pole right now. I've been playing with my health for so long, going back and forth, gambling with my health, um, delaying my healing, and just I'm gonna start tomorrow. Oh well, I'm gonna just eat this today, and like, but it never starts tomorrow. When you set out to make a decision, start with right now. Burn the bridge. Say I'm doing this now. You know, unless a new cycle is gonna start and you symbolically want to start in that cycle, get whatever it is you want to get out of your system. Eat all the worst things that you want to eat, but commit to yourself. This is it. I burned the bridge. So my why is the reason why my why is going to get me through the rest of this challenge. I don't know if it's going to be discipline because I'm still struggling with salt cravings. Every day I am going back and forth in my brain about whether or not I'm going to make a salad. Sometimes the only thing between me actually keeping me from going to go get the salad stuff is laziness. Because I don't feel like getting in my car and going to a store. And there's nothing theoretically wrong with a salad. Don't get me wrong. But that's not what I'm doing right now. That is not the mission I embarked on. That is not the commitment I set for myself. It's about following through on the commitment. And the commitment is a minimum of 40 days. So when I start going back and forth in my head about doing something that wasn't a part of the original commitment, that is literally planning that's planning my failure. So it's about this is a trust building exercise. Me trusting myself to do the things I have committed myself to do because I know it's what's best for me, because I know that it just requires a short amount of time and patience. And that patience and that stillness and that commitment to just doing that one thing every single day consistently, it's going to get me the results that I seek, that improves my existence, my quality of life. And I'm just done with the cycles. I've repeated the cycles over and over and over and over, and we will continue to repeat cycles until we learn from them. How many times do I have to have these experiences where I feel like I'm in a critical state of health to start doing what's best for me? I am like over the chasing zero aspect of life, always just trying to get back to balance, so to speak, because zero is balance, because anything beyond zero is in the negatives. That's when you're literally at rock bottom. But zero is like that balance, but you can only go up from there, or you can really just spiral downward and keep going down until you get back to some balance and then get better. And yeah, every mistake is part of the process when it comes to addiction. The growth, evolution, it all requires us to make mistakes and to learn from them in order to evolve so that we are no longer repeating the same mistakes. But I'm sorry, my lips are so dry. But let me look in the comments. Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn, if you're still watching. In Yobi. I really need to do this same thing. I actually bought watermelon this morning and already feast off of it, but I need to do a detox before the month of July is over. Then just do it. There ain't nothing stopping you. You just got to do it. Just got to go. Got to make the decision. You got to go forward with it. That's all. But yeah, my why is what's carrying me through this and what is going to continue to carry me through this. Right now, I'm like, I want savory. Right now, I just want, I don't even want anything unhealthy or bad for me. And I could go and eat something and it wouldn't be bad for me. It wouldn't throw anything off internally. But I've already made it 2 weeks just juice fasting on watermelon. How far can I take this? If I'm already feeling the benefits in big ways, like I'm not feeling certain symptoms that I started off with right now, how much greater am I going to feel 2 more weeks, just 14 more days? While you're in it, the days go by so slow. But in hindsight, this is actually going by really fast. And this is such a minute period of our entire lives. It feels like a lot while you're in the experience, but before you know it, it's going to be next year. And all the memories of what I was doing now is going to pop up on my phone from the cloud. And it's going to put me back in a place where it's like, wow, but where am I going to be then? Am I propelling? Am I growing from this point on? Or is this just temporary? Is this something I'm just doing because I have to right now just to get back to zero, to get back to balance, just so I can go and indulge in the dark pleasures of the matrix and play in those processed foods again because you only live once and all of that, and no perfectionism and all of that. Like, listen, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not like, I don't have an intention to be perfect. I just don't have an intention to sabotage my health anymore. I don't have an intention to go back and everything in moderation and cheat meals and all of that. If I'm eating anything, it has to be made by me. It has to be made with whole ingredients. I have to make it. I can't go out and eat these things where I don't know the ingredients inside of them. I don't know what's being used to prepare them and make them in these restaurants. Like, I'm not going and buying packaged products from grocery stores. These vegan burgers and these vegan chicken nuggets and all of these. If I'm gonna eat any kind of pastas, they're gonna be like einkorn pastas, or maybe even spelt is not really not that great. They're gonna be like the teff grains, like the grains that are easily digestible by the human body. But we really have to get our body in a really clean state to be able to absorb that kind of stuff. But if we're currently clogged and congested and our intestines still have biofilm, this is why I'm also juicing, because juicing helps to loosen up the biofilm. And that's why I am incorporating the enemas, because it's really helping to like just move the things along. And I'm using the clays and things of that sort now to help improve my journey. So it's a process, and it's while you're in it, it's a lot, but not doing it right now is setting yourself up for failure in the future. And I am ready to set myself up for success internally. I'm done playing about myself. I'm done playing about my health. I really am strengthening my relationship with my body. Like, my body is like my best friend. I am my spirit. I am not my body. I just use this body. My body is my fancy car. I determine whether I'm driving like a Pinto or a Rolls Royce. I am done driving in my broken down cheap car. So I am fueling it. I am cleaning it out. I am giving it an update, a facelift and doing all the things, allowing it to just be the best vehicle that my spirit can be driving around while we are playing in this video game of Earth. So already I'm feeling so many benefits, like breathing better, clearer mind, just more steady and regulated nervous system, heart rate, less mucus formed in my throat. I usually like have a lot of mucus and I'm constantly spitting out. Like I have not been really experiencing that at the same degree that I used to. Um, I just have a more still mind and just more patience. I just feel more love for myself, so I feel more love for others. And I do feel myself separating from my old ways. I feel myself separating from a lot of things in my past, people in my past, just really letting it all go instead of holding on to it. I'm really learning how to work on mastering detachment. I can't say or make claims I have mastered detachment. There are still certain things or people I am attached to that I don't want to be attached to anymore because it doesn't feel good to be attached to them, especially people who don't want to be held on to. And I'm still working through that. And that's ego work. That's me, my ego wanting things that even my higher self know is no good for me, no longer serves me. It's not in alignment with what I really want in the future. And it's just showing up every day and just working on it. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's necessary for sure. Carolyn, I resonated with everything you are saying. I've been drinking lots and lots of watermelon and pineapple juice. I am so tired of starting over. I don't have any desires to eat. I feel you. I feel you. That's where I'm at. I'm at with tired of starting over, always starting over. We're always constantly evolving. We're always going to have a new challenge regardless. But at a certain point, we have to stop repeating the same challenge over and over and over and over. How much of our lifetime are we going to waste here still trying to learn from the same thing? It just stunts our growth. And that's why it's important to see this stuff as an addiction and see it as drugs. It's not food because food can't be unhealthy. But drugs and junk and toxins that they mislabel as food is unhealthy because it was never designed for health to begin with. It was designed for an addiction consumption pattern so that the manufacturer of those food like products can continue to make profit off of the addictive components of their food so that they have a lifetime consumer in that one thing. So we just have to start seeing real food as food and as the toxic drugs, the addictive stuff as toxic drugs, the addictive food like products, the packaged processed goods, those are not food items. Those are drug items that are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration by no coincidence because they allow manufacturers to put all these poisonous ingredients in food. But what they do is they do disclose the poisonous ingredients that they put in the food, and we will know and see all of the ingredients, skip right past them, only look at the calories, pick it up, and feed it to ourselves and our families. So we're the ones doing the damage ultimately. They're not telling us what they're putting inside of us. We have computers in our pocket, our cell phones, Those computers in our pockets can literally, you can type in the ingredient and the ingredients in the food like products, those packaged toxic processed goods that they call food. You can Google those ingredients and see what it is. Some of it is like, what do they call it? Like flame retardants. And a lot of it is just like straight up plastics and rubber. And all of these things are done to preserve the shelf life. And we know that our bodies aren't designed to process those kinds of chemicals. But we just like, we gamble with our life, and we say to ourselves, well, my liver is designed and my kidneys are designed to filter out toxins. So we just assume that our kidneys and our liver are always going to be so strong to constantly have the ability to filter through things, when we're constantly putting stuff inside of it that also damages it simultaneously. It's asinine. And once we know what we're doing, it's that much worse, because having a conscious awareness that what you're doing is self destructive while you're doing it anyways, it makes it not only physically harmful for you, it makes it that much more harmful for you, because your conscience is also wearing you down while you're consuming it. And that's when your nervous system gets dysregulated and your hormones really become imbalanced, and you you start to develop all these emotional issues and mental health issues and things of that sort. It's because your spirit is so out of alignment with your actual internal values that it creates this internal turmoil. So we have to start listening to our inner self more, our inner guidance system. Like when you're depressed, when you're angry, when you're anxious, when you're dealing with all these emotions, especially when it comes to food, it's because your higher self knows that's not what you should be consuming. Your higher self knows there are better choices that can be made. But what does the lower self do? The lower self is the guiding system. The lower self is making the choices and the decisions. We're thinking with our stomachs, you know, and we're not thinking with our long-term health in mind. So our spirit knows that the body is about to make a destructive choice, and then we start to feel it on the inside, and then we actually self-soothe with the destructive thing for that temporary sense of peace. But it doesn't do anything but create anxiety, because afterwards, once we've already eaten it and we've gotten that dopamine hit and that taste, has subsided, now it's like time to chase the next high while we feel like crap physically because of what we just consumed not being good for us anyway. And then you just continuously repeat that cycle until your health gets so bad and deteriorated. That's when we're finally ready to make the choice to do what's best for us, when we literally have no choice to. And that should be like, if we are lucky enough to still have enough breath in us to start making those better choices, hopefully that's like the moment, our wake up call, where we really start and we never look back. But some of us start start to feel some relief finally, and then almost forget everything we've been through because of the addiction, and start playing in those unhealthy foods again. And that's why it's important to really start looking at it as an addiction, and to not separate the addiction from an alcohol addiction, from a opium addiction, from a crack addiction, from an addiction to any kind of like controlled narcotic is the same grade of addiction, addictive substances, standard American diet drugs, because it was designed to be just as addictive, just more socially acceptable. And it's terrible for our long term health and state of being and quality of life. It's terrible for us. Like, it literally is the cause for heart disease, which is like the number one killer. It's the cause for cancer. It's the cause for diabetes, for kidney disease. for lung cancer, for all of these diseases. It's all the standard American diet foods, like products, drugs. But we normalize it because everybody else is doing it. And because we look at how other people's bodies are still kicking and operating, even though they still eat the same thing, we don't know what's going on inside of people's bodies. The average person is living around here normalizing something. Even your most healthiest, athletic looking person will still have, I see it all the time in the fitness groups I follow. People be like, I thought I was pretty healthy. I eat pretty clean. I have my lean meat and my vegetables. I eat fruit. I drink a lot of water. I do my protein shakes. I go running every day. I lift weights. I'm muscular. But I just found out that I'm pre diabetic. But I just found out that I have stage 1 kidney disease, because people think that just because they work out physically that they're at their peak of health, but they still eat processed food. They still go and eat cakes, and people say that I work out so that I can't eat whatever I want. That's not how the body works. You can work out, yeah, you'll stay physically fit, you'll look healthy, but what is the actual state of your internal organs? Like, at what percentage are they operating and working for you when you're forcing it to break down the cookies and the brownies and the protein shakes and the protein powders and all that crap that people do in the fitness industry? Like, just because you look healthy and just because you exercise consistently does not mean you work out. You're still pumping your lymphatic system, and your kidneys are still having a hard time processing what you put inside of it because it doesn't belong there. So I've had hydrogen peroxide, the food grade. Have purchased it in the past to clean my veggies. I haven't done use it in bath water. I think ultimately those things like are tools, but it's always going to be what we are consuming. Nothing oxygenates the blood better than fruits and living foods in general. So that's what our focus has to be on. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna log out. It was nice giving you guys an update. We're on day 14 of this juice feast. I'm probably going to segue back into eating watermelon soon, because the salt cravings, I cannot wait until I have overcame them. They come in waves. There are days where I have no cravings at all. But the past 2 days have not been that. And cravings are so strong. They really test you. They really challenge you. Like, they're really bullies. Cravings are bullies when you're trying to do and be better for yourself. So, just overcoming cravings, still a part of the everyday struggle. And I'm probably going to get back to eating watermelon maybe in the next day or two, but I'm going to stick with the watermelon juice today because I already made all my juice. It's good and ready to go. And I'm just excited to be here. 2 weeks in, consistent. I'm feeling my body regenerating in ways. There are certain symptoms that I started off with that I am no longer experiencing, or they're just weaker. And I'm grateful for that. So I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow around the same time, like 9:30. And I wish you well. Those on the replay, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this episode or this video, and I'll keep them coming. I am considering creating a Facebook group for a lot of us who are just on a health journey, a healing journey, who are also cleansing or starting cleansing. It's just a way that we can communicate in between these segments. And last but not least, before I log off, every episode is always going to be sponsored by A Game Herbal, which is my daily supply of energy, my mental, just like that mental energy, that mental vitality, everything that gets me up and going every day while I'm on this cleanse, especially those days when all I want to do is sleep. I take my herbs and I'm up and I'm at it. Um, L Taylor 10 for a 10% discount off of A Game Herbal. I highly, highly suggest you give it a try, especially if you want to worry about appetite suppressant. This does appetite. This does suppress the appetite for me the first half of the day, but nighttime comes in and comes those cravings. But if you want to curb cravings and ensure success on the first half of your fasting or just like your health journey in general, A Game is where it's at. Okay, agameherbal.com, and you can use discount code LTaylor10 for a 10% discount. I'm out. I love you and bye.